I think Jane's doing a great job. I've been able to work with her on a couple of issues over the past year or two, and I think she's shown leadership and courage when it comes to taxes and other issues, and she obviously deserves re-election, no question about it. She does a good job in listening to people and asking opinions. I know that my most recent experience with her was when the sales tax was coming up before the county council for law enforcement, and they wanted the council to approve it rather than go to the ballot. And Jane called me and said, I don't think this is right. If we raise taxes, the people should have a say. Can you get together for lunch? And I met her for lunch and we went through the message. You know, how do we approach this? How do we approach the issue? How do we say we're against taxes but not against law enforcement? How do we separate the two and suggest that the people should have the final say on it? And we had a great lunch, and she had great ideas and I had great ideas, and we went out and came up with a message. And I went home and generated a ton of phone calls by getting word out to our people to get to the council. And we were able to stop that and then have it go to the ballot so that people could make the final decision. And I think that shows leadership and courage. And if Jane Hague had not called me that day, had we not had lunch, I have doubts whether it would have been stopped in council and it would have been, out to the people where it should have been, where the decision should have been made. I've talked to her on some other tax issues as well. She's very tight with the dollar. And I think she knows the taxpayers expect the maximum out of their money and expect it to be spent wisely. She knows some of the people she serves with don't spend it wisely, and so she's always on the lookout for that kind of thing. And she does a great job. I feel safe with the county budget and the way the county spends money. She is the fiscal hawk. She's the one that looks over to make sure it gets done right, and I appreciate that about her. I have always found her approachable when I've had an issue or wanted to talk to her, and I've never heard anyone say that they were shunned or put away or not talked to. Jane's available, she's accessible, and she listens. It's not so much how long you've been in office, it's what you've done in office. And I think the concern the public has is that many incumbents get very comfortable in office, they don't react to the public, they don't respond, they don't do what they're supposed to do, they're not responsible. With Jane, it's the exact opposite of that. She has always been responsible, she's always been active, she's always been a leader, she's always been concerned about the taxpayer's dollar. That's the kind of person you want to keep in office if those are matters of concern to you. Anti-incumbent fever in a blind way is foolish because there are good incumbents and there are bad incumbents. Some incumbents deserve re-election, some don't, and Jane does. She deserves it.